Spyguy, and I'm here joined with my co-host, the Warhound, and we're going to be talking to you guys about stuff that's been going on in our lives in the last week, and updates from the no official assassination attempt on the 4th of July, as was predicted last week, but maybe there's other stuff we could talk about. So you had a couple of subjects you want to talk about, Warhound. Go ahead.
Okay, so I do want to point something out in regards to that prediction where I said, somebody's probably going to take a shot at Trump. Instead, the crash out was that they were trying to basically paint the entire event as a failure just because of a weather delay.
Yeah.
A weather delay. Oh, by the way, the event still fucking happened. It was still attended. The event itself was still attended by over 100,000 people. There was over 300,000 that were estimated to have been there earlier in the day before the weather delay was made. And mind you, the majority of the people that left were people that had driven in from the local region. The majority of the people that stayed had driven from out of the region to attend.
Right.
So we're talking people that had hotels nearby and whatnot in a general sense. And it's like, okay, yeah, we're just gonna fucking stay. Fuck it. And it still was an incredibly fucking amazing event overall. Like, me and my girlfriend watched the whole thing, and holy Jesus Christ, I did not know the Navy band had a chick with pipes like that. Oh my God. I was impressed. So there's that little bit. And then the level of ordnance that was fucking used. Holy shit. Bro, they shot off so much goddamn freaking ordnance. Somebody actually did a tally, and it was in terms of tonnage, it was equivalent to some wars. In terms of tonnage. That's how much ordnance they fired off that night.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, holy. The entire skyline was illuminated for miles. I've seen some clips of radio traffic from airplanes that were flying just in the general vicinity of Washington, D.C. And like they're like, yeah, we can fucking see the entire thing. Like, that's how bright it is. Like, we're 50 miles south and we can see the shit.
Yeah, pretty cool. Well, my Canada today got rained out pretty badly. We had I was looking at the sky, I'm like, no, and then we had probably it was 2 hours solid of rain in Ottawa, so that was a kind of a shitty day. But yeah, stuff happens.
Oh yeah, and what I'm hopeful for in regards to seeing what's coming out, because unfortunately we did have last week we did have the absolutely retarded SCOTUS decision that basically instituted birthright citizenship, which for those who don't understand, like, let me kind of just lay it out for you. The United States never had birthright citizenship. Your citizenship as a child, it was previously, now it's not, unfortunately, was determined by the fact that one or both of your parents were citizens, and you still had to apply for a birth certificate, which, depending on the circumstances, the government could reject your application for a birth certificate.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people don't seem to understand this, that, oh, I never had to apply for a birth certificate. Yes, because the hospital applied for you.
Right.
You dummy. Which is why, as part of when you come to the hospital, generally speaking, there is a discussion about, are you citizens? Because then it either speeds up or slows down the process in which you can apply to become a citizen. So just in general, like people don't understand how the fucking system worked to begin with. But yeah, so we had the birthright citizenship decision made, and again, that's gonna come back to haunt us like a motherfucker here in the next few decades because anybody who knows anything about Guam
Mhm.
should be decisively fucking terrified of that. And no, I'm not talking about the Chinese, by the way. Anybody who wants to try to talk about the Chinese, I'm not talking about the Chinese. I'm talking about the Southeast Asians.
Yep. Well, I
Which
did see Dershowitz go on Megyn Kelly, and he said, "You know what? We want to do stuff. You want to be an American citizen? You want to have this birthright citizenship? Fine. First thing we're going to do, put you all in. We'll conscript you and send you to a base in Nome, Alaska for a year. How's that for the starters? And then we also have the fact that the United States is the only country that has double taxation. So you want use your American citizenship? We're going to start taxing you in China. Welcome to being an American."
Well, and it's actually really funny that you say something like that because there is another potential SCOTUS decision that that is most likely going to allow for the draft to actually be a thing anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And overall, it's and here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand is right now we do not legally have the draft. The selective service system is literally in the event of an all-out fucking situation, we don't care what you have to say. We're fucking calling you bitches in. That's what that is. We do not have a draft system whatsoever because if we did have a draft system, it would look somewhere along compulsory service where, hey, you know, we draft 50,000, 100,000 people every year, and then those people, they come in, they get trained, they get, you know, ran through the ringer, and then they get to go back home after, you know, a year or two of training, and then they get added to the active or the ready reserve or to the National Guard, depending on
Right.
what their MOS is. For those who don't know, U.S. Army Reserve is a ready reserve of support elements. So logistics and communications and medical and so on and so forth. That's what those guys are. The actual combat arm reserve of the United States military is the National Guard. That's where all the combat junkies are. And a lot of people don't seem to understand that. There's a lot of people who, you know, they want to push the protect the guard shit. And it's like, hey, guys, you don't understand what the National Guard is to begin with. Now, if you don't like the fact that the National Guard is used in this way, okay, fine. But get ready for a lot of guys to get told, oh, hey, by the way, you're getting put into the ready reserve. You're no longer just National Guard. You're getting called in for ready reserve. And guess what, bitch? Now you have to report for duty.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the things that has been incredibly hilarious in regards to the discussion from the Supreme Court. My buddy actually posted it earlier. Hold on, let me go find it real quick. Oh, did he take it? Did he take it down? Where is it? He posted something earlier and it's not there anymore. Did he post it somewhere else? I don't remember exactly what the context was, so that's why I'm trying to pull it up. Maybe he posted it over here. Oh God, he's been posting all fucking day. Never mind. Okay, never mind. I said anything, unfortunately. Oh lordy. Um, what's been going? Uh, what's going on with your side of the equation? Because you and me have been busy as fuck the past week, so we
Yeah.
haven't really.
Well, basically, I just got back from Stratford. Of all things, guess who decided to ring me up yesterday wanting to do a space after I haven't talked to him for 2 months?
Who?
David S.
Yeah, of course. I haven't
And
talked to him forever.
I know. And it was just sort of like, Dave, I get it. But like, dude, you just can't call me up on like probably the worst possible day to really for me to do anything. I'm in this town for this play festival with my parents. I have no time to be doing anything like talking to you for a couple hours on a podcast. Like, this is just not the day to do it. We saw an amazing production of Othello, and we saw the importance of being earnest. Those were fun things to do, but for the most part, yeah, I'm getting ready to come back to. I'm back in my hometown right now. I took a motel for the night because I didn't want to really deal with my roommate who was out of town. Luckily, but I just didn't want to like have like a long conversation with her until. And then next week, I will be going off to the heart of the enemy, and to talk to certain people, the belly of the beast. I'll be going to London, England.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ! You poor bastard.
Yeah, I plan to go down. I will definitely go to the city of London and take some pictures.
Hey, go take a walk around the Barbican. You know, I would love to see how long it takes you to get through it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there's a lot of people that they joke all the time that it's meant to keep people out because it's a maze, and so only residents of the Barbican really understand how to get through the Barbican.
Okay. Well,
yeah, sorry, I'm still trying to find this shit because it was an interesting fucking read, and I'm trying to find it and I fucking can't. Where did he fucking post this? Keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and so I'll be doing that, and I'll be talking to a friend of mine with the Persian Resistance to find out the scoop on inside of Iran. Like the first night we met each other, we were at this posh club, and he and I plotted the downfall of the Ayatollah there. We had a different plan than killing them all, but I think he'll be very pleased about that. And it's like, so I'm trying to meet some people in the various intelligence fields, and then I'm just going to do that for a bit before then I'm going to go to Portsmouth, unless my friend who's been in a little bit of trouble reaches out, I'll then be and wants me to come stay with her, as we previously discussed. I'll be going on to I'll be taking take the train to Portsmouth, take a ferry all across to France. Oh no, to Amsterdam. Spend a little time there, checking out that place before, while it's still around, before it gets completely overrun by Muslims. And then I'll be taking a train from there down, I think I might try Marseille. And then into Italy, and then into Eastern Europe, and finally into Poland to see the homeland.
Well, there you go. Oh, okay. I found what I was trying to find. I apologize. It wasn't in relation to the Supreme Court. I thought it was, but it technically has a Supreme Court element to it. Technically, apparently, Marco Rubio has basically called in a bunch of different ministers from a bunch of different countries, and they are starting to have the discussion about transnational far left terrorism. And apparently the courts are currently processing a case in relation to this because of the connection between the Antifa branch here in the United States and the branch in Germany. So that's what I was trying. I'm like, what was it? I looked at, like, here's the fucked up part, and I need to make this fucking very clear to everybody. I work a lot. I am a workaholic through and through. Like, hell, today was one of my days off. I went and doctored up my fucking brother's lawn because, you know, doing some things, and I'm using that for specific reasons. It's my day off. And I went and as a side project went and fucking spent 2 hours rehabbing his fucking lawn. It's like, this is how much, like, I get information and I see it and I'm like, okay, make a note of that, and then I fucking forget it because I'm like, shit, what was I trying to remember? Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's just kind of it. So I'll be doing a little bit of traveling, and then I'll come back here and I'll be starting my I'm actually meeting next week with some of the guys from this company I just joined, and we'll be reviewing some of the stuff there, because some of the stuff I can use with this alternate currency. I might be able to use some of it in Europe, for example, or at least around town. So I got to get the app and set up, and one of the guys has made his own board game, so I want to try and play it to understand how it works, because I have contacts in the gaming industry that can help this guy develop his board game.
Oh, that would be a good fucking time, because I can tell you this right now. Just make sure he understands that if he just abides by the typical fucking bullshit within the board game industry, I won't touch it to save his life. Because it's like, nope, I'm sick and no fucking Warhammer has pissed me off to no fucking end, because they basically dumbed the game down so fucking hard.
Oh, really?
Like, you go and you look at I don't even remember what the new version of the game is, but it's like a squad based version of the tabletop, and
okay,
you still have a bunch of people who are like, you know, we're gonna go like an edition or two back, and we're just gonna play what we actually want to play versus whatever the fuck they want us to play now. And it's just like,
what I do with Pathfinder.
Oh,
Pathfinder. I just run the original Pathfinder instead of like whatever the hell the 4th edition is or whatever it is.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
You're making me buy all new books for a game. Like, fuck off.
See, this is why I like games like Kenshi, because there's a methodology to it that's actually quite stellar. And it's just like, okay, this is fun. And then you go and you fucking pick up some of these board games, and it's like, I'm just gonna go back to Kenshi. Like, fuck this. I'm good. I'd rather go fucking suffer, get eaten by beak things 3 times in a row before, I have a successful run, rather than deal with this stupid shit.
Yeah.
It's also the reason why, like, modern BattleTech, I won't touch modern BattleTech at all, because they took out ground vehicles. It's like,
oh really?
Why would you fucking do that? Yeah, apparently like tanks and APCs and shit like that are no longer, like, they're not even like they're not even in the game. Like, people like the official like game stuff kind of just took them out, and it's like, why?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sitting here wanting to play Axis and Allies with fucking BattleTech. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
like I want to be able to fucking have clashes. Like, I tell people this all the time. There's one game that literally could hit BattleTech, Star Wars, and fucking Warhammer 40K perfectly. And it's the only game in existence that can do it. Supreme Commander.
Oh,
You
okay,
could
yeah.
make a Supreme Commander version of Star Wars, BattleTech, and fucking Warhammer 40K. And hell, you could do Supreme Commander with like that concept basically with any franchise whatsoever.
Right.
And it would just work. It would just fucking work. It's fucking hilarious. I'm sorry, but side tangent of mine that I'm just like, when it comes to gaming, I'm just so fucking done with all the bullshit. There's a reason why I'm very picky about my games anymore.
Did you ever try the game The Secession Wars?
Secession Wars?
So I used to own it. I gave it to a friend of mine who was a BattleTech fan, so I knew he would appreciate it for his birthday. And it's basically one of the very earliest products, but it's kind of like a Monopoly version of a BattleTech. So you control the inner sphere, you have sectors, you have jump ships and mech regiments, and you're driving around it's a very early product. And you have like...
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus. Okay, so I just looked it up. It's literally what if you took fucking Risk and combined it with fucking Monopoly or something to
or BattleTech, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my fucking God. That's hilarious. Oh, I might have to take a look at this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I might have to just take a look.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty dope, actually. Fuck.
Yeah. It was one of the first things I bought for BattleTech for $5 back in the day.
Oh my God. And it has, and I love, okay, so I love this in regards to it actually fucking has a bunch of the different factions. So like you have, of course you have the 5 big ones, Combine, Davion, Capellans, Free World, Steiner. But then you also have the Oberon Confederacy, you have the fucking Outworlds Alliance, you have Taurian Concordat, you have Magistria Canopus, so on and so forth. And it's like, thank fucking God. Thank you. I despise when game like for example, like you take Mech Warrior. Mech Warrior completely removes traveling and doing anything with the Outworlds Alliance, Taurian Concordat, Magistria Canopus. Like you can work for them within the inner sphere, but the periphery, there's nothing. Like you can't travel to the periphery and do shit there, and it's so annoying.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I keep going back to the BattleTech computer game that was made by Harebrained Schemes.
Yes, it's a very good game. Do you know the only reason why I don't play it more? The only reason?
You're a workaholic?
No. Actually, no, that's not the reason whatsoever. It's because it's a turn-based game.
Okay.
I lost my ability to play turn-based games so fucking hard. The only turn-based game that I have gotten into recently is the game Menace, which if you haven't seen that, I actually recommend checking it out. You might find it quite intriguing.
Yeah, isn't that the one where you're like an evil overlord or something like that?
No. Menace is so you're playing as basically colonial marines, and you're coming into this sector or this star system to assist the local government, but then some shit goes horrendously wrong, and then what you end up discovering is basically Terminator.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like imagine the fucking Mechanicus of Mars decided to go fucking full Dark Mechanicum, and that's basically what you're facing. But no, so it's probably the only turn-based game of any type whatsoever that I've actually really gotten into, and that's because it plays less like a turn-based game and it plays more like a proper tactics game.
Okay.
And that's the thing is I really like for example, the fucking Fire Emblem series and Valkyria Chronicles and et cetera, et cetera. I like that stuff a lot. So it's like, okay, it just plays differently because it like, for example, XCOM, Xenonauts, BattleTech, 2016 or whenever the fuck it came out. So on and so forth. It's like, I like this stuff. I really do. I love the settings.
Yeah.
But I'm so fucking sick and tired of percentages. Like in the case of Menace, the percentages only really matter from the perspective of accuracy. You can still, like, you might have shit accuracy when it comes to actually hitting the target, but you're going to suppress the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
And then you're going to force them to get their heads down and stay down, and then you can flank them. Like, it's such a much better fucking system than anything on the market across the fucking board, to the point where it's like, okay, yeah, no, I'll play this. Everything else can just go pound sand.
Well, I'm trying to look it up on Steam right now.
Oh yeah, it's a phenomenal game. I haven't played. I think I'm like at the 30% mark in the campaign that I was playing. I haven't gotten too deep into it, so I haven't, like, for example, I haven't started facing off against the fucking Terminators, but I did run into the Rogue Army, and that shit's terrifying because, initially you're facing off against pirates and basically what are arachnids. And the pirates and the arachnids, they can be tough, but they can be they can be managed across the board. Then you start facing off against the Rogue Army elements that betray the local government and just go full fucking renegade. And that's when the game gets really fucking interesting, because all of a sudden you're fighting somebody that has your equipment.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, they can hit me and I can't hit them right now. That's a problem. Yeah, it's a very well, in my opinion, probably one of the best designed games out there when it comes to just how it's structured and how it plays. It's phenomenal. The only game I will say is better is Kenshi.
Okay.
And the only reason why Kenshi gets a higher bit than that is because Kenshi has a full-blown modding scene that just makes a great game even better. Like,
well, JP's in the chat and says he hasn't played a single computer game in like 2 weeks. So,
JP, sir, has the wife been beating you upside the head? That's what that sounds like. And then, of course, and here's the fun part is, like, if I go down my studio or my library right now on Steam, what I have. So, have you ever played the Plague Inc. series of games?
No, I've seen other people do it, but I have.
Yeah.
Just didn't.
So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 simulator games installed right now.
Okay.
And then I have a couple tower defense games, and then I've got Mountain Blade 2, Bannerlord, Bellwright, which is if you Bellwright's basically in the same vein as Mountain Blade. Occasional break from gaming. Okay, I understand. I see. Here's the thing: is I don't take a break from gaming at this point in time because it's like I'm working enough to the point where it's like I don't feel like I need to take a break from gaming. I get to have fun. I get to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Another game I think you might enjoy if you like BattleTech and you might like Menace. Well, okay. Quick question: Are you good with real-time strategy games?
Not really. I played Red Alert and beat Red Alert, but as the Western Allies. But I'm not a big RTS guy, and I beat Dune 2000 as the House Atreides.
Oh, okay. Well, the reason why I ask is because there is another a real time strategy game that I think I I love it because of the setting. It's Terminator Dark Fate Defiance.
Okay.
And it's a very, very, very fun game because you play it on the easier difficulties, and it's a good bit of fun. It's great to kind of just carry through and do the power trippy thing. But then you decide, you know what? I'm gonna kick it up. I'm gonna up the difficulty, and then you remember, oh yeah, I'm fighting Terminators.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's a phenomenal game. I definitely recommend it to people. But yeah, dude, I just looked at, like, basically that's my library is strategy games, hack and slash games like Mountain Blade and Bellwright, and defense games and simulators. Like that's basically it.
Yeah. No, it's just. And yeah, it finally Meta's finally uploaded here. Looks kind of good. I see it's an early access game, so looks interesting. Looks pretty good. One of the other games I Kickstarter backed was Phoenix Project. I don't know if you ever tried that one.
Phoenix Project. Is that the?
It's like XCOM meets.
Yeah, XCOM. Yeah. Okay.
Versus Cthulhu.
Yeah, I didn't. So when it comes to those games, I have not really had an interest in them previous or recently. When it comes to really, like, so when it comes to those types of games, Pillars of Eternity, fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
Wasteland, love that shit.
Yep.
What's that other one? Shit, it's in my library and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Spellforce 3.
Okay, I don't know that one.
Yeah, a little on the low key side when it comes to Spellforce. It's a very niche title. It's basically it's a RTS, but it's a hero centric RTS.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
yeah, no, Wasteland. My only problem with Wasteland is occasionally they demand you to make, like, these people are obviously terrible people, but you should really be nice to them and make an alliance with them. I'm like, what are you talking about? You made these people into, like, horrible. They massacred towns. They raped people. And yet you want me to think I should make an alliance with them for the good of the world. Like, what?
So actually, here's the thing about that is I understand your take on that, but I also see it from a perspective of when it comes to gameplay, Wasteland's kind of one of a kind to a degree.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a lot of games in that vein that are shooters, where it's like, oh, you're a top-down shooter of sorts, and you're actually like, yeah, melee's a thing in the game, but you're gatting people. It's something that you don't get out of, like, you can get that out, like in Pillars of Eternity, for example. There's fucking match or arquebuses, for example. And they fuck people up. Like, I remember the last time I played Pillars of Eternity, I actually got a squad put together that I want to say a good 50% of it was Arquebus users. And it was literally an auto delete button for most bosses.
Mhm.
Like, it was absolutely fucking hilarious. Like, you roll into a boss fight and dude does the monologue and you fucking go and engage in the battle, and all of a sudden all the Arquebus shooters just fucking hit the guy and he's already fucking 25% health. And it's like, well, this was easy.
Yeah. I still haven't beat 2, mainly because I got to the point where I had to start making some hard choices just to see how the game would end. And I decided, I don't really want to make these choices right now, and haven't gotten back to it. But I have beaten Pillars of Eternity 1. I like that game, especially when you compare it to BattleTech. All that castle building stuff.
Oh yeah, the castle building side, the base building side in fucking Pillars of Eternity is fucking great. That's actually why I really like Kenshi, is because like so I'm playing a game right now where I'm calling the faction I'm playing as the Border Shinobi.
Okay,
and basically it's the way I'm doing it in my head is it's an offshoot of the Shinobi Thieves. And it's a, we do the normal thief thing where we go into towns and we just steal everything that isn't fucking nailed down. But then we also have a actual combat arm, because one of the things that I routinely do, because I one of the mods I have installed, which is Reactive World, fantastic mod, by the way, basically makes it so the game actually runs like a simulator rather than a static title like it is generally speaking. So like, for example, if you take the town of Bad Teeth from the Holy Nation, the Shek Kingdom, if you are working with the Shek Kingdom will occupy the town of Bad Teeth, for example. That's in the base game. But generally speaking, there are certain areas of the map where certain groups will not traverse to. Well, you can influence it to get those groups to start going to those areas and occupying those areas with Reactive World. And it's a really cool thing where you can actually kind of start doing some things. Like if you want to play as a cannibal, for example, which that's a particular subspecies of human in the game. If you want to play as a cannibal and you want to just consume the entire fucking, Holy Nation, you can kind of fucking do that. And you can get it to the point where cannibals start migrating south into the Holy Lands and actually start occupying the territory. And it's a really cool fucking thing to see. Like there's some really good mods when it comes to Kenji. But the thing with this game that I'm playing is that it's literally a case of like, I'm building out this headquarters at the starter town, and it's meant to just be a safe place where I can, as I'm recruiting new people, like I just recruited like 4 or 5 new people that were enslaved, and so I rescued them from some slavers, and then I took them back to my headquarters, and then I'm training them up to get them their baseline stats so that they can actually start defending themselves rather than just get killed. And it's just the building out the infrastructure in the game. Like I'm building out power and power distribution so that I can run my production so I can make armor and shit for my people. And it's like, okay, this is fun. I love this. It's great. I love that shit.
What was the second thing you wanted to talk about?
Oh, have you seen the crash out from the South Africans?
No, I haven't heard anything about that. What's going on?
Okay, so there's a minor crash out going on with the South Africans, specifically the white South Africans. So apparently there's over 600,000 applicants for asylum status here in the U.S.
Okay.
Which, just to give a concept for people. Hold on. Hold on. I'm not doing this math right now. Out of a population of around 4.5 million white people or white adjacent people in South Africa,
Okay.
over 500,000 of them are applying for asylum status.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So for every 5 white people in South Africa, effectively, there's one that's applied for asylum status here in the U.S. So just so we can establish a baseline there. There is currently this. It's a crash out, but it's going under the radar. And it is, just one of the tweets that I grabbed just because it kind of surmises everything that I've seen comment wise from people in regards to this. Over 8,000 African refugees are already in America now. Out of 600,000 applicants, 500,000 are expected to make it out of Africa to the States. Imagine the number of Afrikaners in the greater Orania region. And one of the things that I want to point out, because it's very interesting to me in regards to this topic, we need to condense into these very, very distinct areas. That's fine. That's cool. That's perfectly reasonable. Look at what the Free State Project did in New Hampshire. They took all of their people, which was around 20,000 all total, took all of their people from around the country, moved them all into New Hampshire, and they flipped the state almost completely on its head.
Right.
And they did that with 20,000 people.
Yep.
Give or take. It is ridiculous how few people, like here in Ohio, for example, if you wanted to turn this state completely, you would need at least 175,000 at least to completely lock the state down as it is now. But that's a far cry from 20,000 people. So there's a lot of that. But what's interesting to me about the discussion about this whole Orania business, and just to give people some context, Orania is a region. It's a town and a region in Northern Cape. I'll just sum it up. It's definitely a little bit on the nose when it comes to its purpose. It is expressly meant to be white people only. The city was founded back in when was it founded exactly? It was back in 1991. And the whole point of the city is they want to remove themselves away from the greater South African economy. They want to be self-sufficient, et cetera, which on the whole is a noble idea. The problem is the current situation does not endear them, to say the least, to the current kerfuffle that's going on in South Africa. And there are many calls within the South African government to basically force these people off the land and basically demolish the entire city and just get rid of these people, yada, yada, yada. Now, problem for them in that regard is that Orania as a fixture is one of the fastest growing places in South Africa. When it comes to population, when it comes to economics, when it comes to just in general, it's one of the fastest growing places in per capita than anywhere in South Africa. Like most of the country is in a downward slant right now. The country has been in an ongoing recession for I think it's like the past like 15 years.
Right.
Like the country as a whole has been sliding. Orania has just continued, and the main reason is because Orania has disconnected itself economically from, or let me rephrase. They have disconnected themselves from the currency of the country almost across the board. They actually don't have they don't have direct ties to the central bank of South Africa. They actually have. Well, they have a script system that they specifically use in Orania, per my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're also working on creating a cryptocurrency to do international transaction.
Okay.
So, they're going full blockchain on this bitch. But the whole thing with the state itself is that it's an interesting concept that came out of the 90s, but again, we're talking like, how are you going to keep it? How are you going to defend it?
Yeah.
And one of the key things that I constantly see the South Africaners talk about is, we need to all move into this area. Well, the problem is that Orania sits on the Orange River. That's where it gets its name.
Okay.
And it is an incredibly flat terrain. Here, let me just grab a image real quick for you, and I'll send it in the private chat just so you can. I can't send images. Oh, hold on. I'll grab the link. Here you go. But that's the aerial view. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong, but that's pretty damn flat if I don't say so myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's really fucking flat. There's not a lot of defensible terrain in
the there's
area.
Definitely not anything like that.
Yeah. And if you go ahead and pull it up on let's just pull it up on Google Maps real quick.
Mm-hmm.
If you pull it up on Google Maps, it's literally a case of like, okay, you have the river running along the northeast side of the town. Then you have, the Orange River is the border of Northern Cape and Free State. And then that's about it. Like the river is the only side of the terrain that's at all defensible. At all. It's like, okay. But then we take into account location. This is way out in the middle of the fucking country. Like, is it close to Johannesburg, for example, and Pretoria? No, not really. You got the entirety of Free State between it and the capital. But the problem is that it's also incredibly removed from, for example, Cape Town, where you have access to the sea. And
Yeah, my phone overheated.
Oh.
You would not believe how hot this thing is in my hand right now. Oh my God.
Holy shit.
I'm going to switch over to my laptop, even though the laptop's pretty bad. But yeah, no,
right.
my phone is like almost on the point of like catching on fire kind of heat. Wow. Be back in like 5 minutes.
Okay, well, as David is having technical issues where his phone is trying to explode, apparently. The situation being that it's like, okay, yeah, you can sit and bitch and whine and cry that a bunch of Afrikaners are getting the fuck out of Dodge and they're just getting out of the way of what's coming down the pipe at some point in time when the shit breaks free. But I'm gonna bet on the people that are getting the fuck out of the way of the shit rather than the people who are literally sitting in the middle of it. You know, you're sitting at the bottom of the pipe, mouth wide the fuck open, because you chose such a shit geographical location. Now, if Orania, for example, was more located towards the coast, you know, mind you, if anybody who doesn't know the geography of Africa in general, the coastlines, they generally have a small band of land that's relatively flat. Not really. It's a lot of outcrops and plateaus and shit like that. But then you have an incredible increase in elevation, generally speaking. The coastlines of Africa are pretty fucked, actually. This is why Africa never developed, you know, large scale fucking logistics the way that, you know, the rest of the world did. But yeah, if it
I'm
was
finally back.
there you are. If Orania was located in a much more advantageous geographical location, yes, I would support the Afrikaners being in Orania and actually having a chance. In its current geographical location, I'm sad to say that we're probably going to hear about a freaking ethnic cleansing happening at some point in time in the future.
Yeah, you're really. I'm barely hearing you coming through. I think we're going to cut the show for technical difficulties for those out there. I think we're going to cut the show early because my cell phone could not handle restream at the level we needed to, and Warhound's coming across to me is like gibberish. So we might. I'll be back at my normal Wi-Fi station tomorrow. So I'm like I said, I'm stuck out in the country. So we'll reconnect maybe tomorrow or definitely next week. So sorry about this, folks. Those for watching at home. This is the Spy Guy. I'm signing out because of technical difficulties.